This is Rod Martin coming to you live from Grace Hall in beautiful Destin, Florida. Judge Merchan finally got around to sentencing Donald Trump, if you can call it a sentence. It was actually an unconditional discharge, no jail time, no fine. Why? Because the judge knew that if he actually sentenced Donald Trump to jail, that would get taken up by the U.S. Supreme Court almost immediately because it would prevent him from carrying out his official duties. But also, in the process, the whole case would get thrown out because the whole case is unconstitutional. First, on presidential immunity grounds, which the Supreme Court just ruled on last year. But second, because of all kinds of legal technicalities that are far beyond the scope of this video to discuss, but the most obvious of which is that the judge instructed the jury that they didn't even have to agree on what crime Trump had supposedly committed. This is blatantly unconstitutional and absolutely would not bear up under scrutiny. It gets worse. I'm actually old enough to remember when getting blackmailed made you the victim. And that's exactly what happened in the Stormy Daniels case. Stormy Daniels, as you know, is a stripper and a porn star. She apparently met Donald Trump at some point, after which she claimed that she'd had a multi-year affair with him. And then went on 60 Minutes and admitted that that never happened at all. In fact, she claimed then, obviously high, I might add, claimed then that, oh, well, we just slept together one time. Well, but you just admitted that everything you had been saying up to that point was a lie. So we're supposed to believe, and a lot of very foolish Christians have spent a lot of time being never Trumpers on this point. We're supposed to believe the word of a stripper porn actress who admits that she lied about nearly 100% of her story on national television. It's just absurd. And the gullibility of some of the people who have bought this story simply boggles my mind. In many cases, people with Masters of Divinity degrees and PhDs. Absolutely absurd. In any case, she goes on in her 60 Minutes interview to admit that she pursued Trump and Trump's people for years trying to get herself a spot on The Apprentice. She wanted to be a reality star. And when she was turned down, she blackmailed Donald Trump, although not directly. Actually, through her lawyer, Michael Avenatti, later convicted of 32 counts of extortion and imprisoned. Avenatti goes to Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen, sticks him up for, I guess it was $120,000 2 weeks before the 2016 election. And Cohen testified under oath in court that he signed off on this deal to make it go away without even ever informing the president at all. For this, Donald Trump is supposed to be a felon? Are you kidding? Oh, and it gets worse. We have misdemeanor record-keeping violations, which aren't, and moreover, for which the statute of limitations had run. But don't worry about that. The New York legislature, completely dominated by Democrats, actually changed the law to extend the statute of limitations just to get Trump. There's no justice in this. This is all not only absurd, it's terrifying. This is the kind of justice system that you see in Cuba and Venezuela and North Korea and China and Vietnam and the Soviet Union and various banana republics and Arab dictatorships all over the world. This isn't freedom. This isn't the rule of law, and it's certainly not due process. This is just weaponizing government to go after government's political enemies in exactly the same manner that Keir Starmer's regime is doing in Great Britain right now, releasing 5,000 violent criminals from the prisons to make room for people who post memes. And we hear yesterday that they're actually monitoring Elon Musk's posts on X, presumably to get ready for their case against him. This is lawfare. This is the weaponization of government. This is wicked. And this is absolutely the destruction of liberty. Is this the end? I doubt it. I feel pretty good about Kash Patel and Pam Bondi being able to clean up the FBI and the Justice Department under Donald Trump's very personal eye, wanting to end this for himself and for the rest of us. But it's the rest of us who matter. Trump isn't wrong when he says they don't hate him, they hate you. And he's just standing between. That's exactly correct. This is about changing our country from one that lives under the rule of laws to one that lives under the rule of arbitrary men. Every totalitarian system, every socialist system rules by fear. Fear that they may single you out and they may come for you, and they will make the case necessary to punish you for whatever it is that you allegedly did. This isn't justice. This is tyranny. Donald Trump stood up to it. God bless him for that. He spent countless hundreds of millions of dollars on this. But the truth is, you don't have hundreds of millions of dollars to spend on it. So don't let the Democrats have power. Don't let this Democrat Party, not your grandfather's Democrats, control anything, because it will be the end of liberty as we know it. It will be the fall of the Roman Republic and the rise of Caesar Augustus, or the fall of the Star Wars Old Republic and the rise of Palpatine. It is actually that grave. And that's what the November election was about. The November election was a resounding statement in favor of freedom. We have to actually act on that in the next several years, and it won't be over come election day 2028. So we were told by wise men, eternal vigilance is the price of freedom. We didn't necessarily know that it would be the price of freedom here at home. A lot of people thought that was about some kind of foreign invader like the USSR. But the truth is, as Ronald Reagan said, we're always only one generation from losing our liberty. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. The subscription is free. And stay tuned. We'll have more of this content all the time.